here's what intrigues me about you is that you find a lot of young influencers. Would you consider yourself an influencer? How do you brand yourself?
I just say comedian. I think influencer has like a bitter taste to it. You know, you hear the word influencer and like you kind of get a little tense. You're like, ugh. People just hate influencers just because it varies. It could be
because they're mostly full of shit, right?
Oh, mostly 100%. Yeah.
So what intrigues me about you though is that you have really solid followings across all the different platforms. And that's kind of rare. You know, you usually find someone that's like has a really great YouTube presence, but they haven't figured out how to crack the code for Insta, or they'll be good on TikTok and whatever. You seem to have a really well-rounded. So is that by design, in the sense it's a strategy you're using, or is it that it just happened because you're just funny as shit and people just like your stuff? Well, tell me what's going on.
Definitely design, because my logic is if one of these apps gets yanked tomorrow, I still can keep moving. You know, if my biggest is TikTok somehow, I don't fucking know why or how, but if TikTok is yanked, I'm like, boom, I got Instagram, I got YouTube, I got Facebook, all these, just because. And also like, there's such a big market of people on Facebook still. Everyone my age is like, fuck Facebook. And I find it hilarious. A lot of arguing from like, you know, people that I went to high school with. I like it for the drama, but also there's a massive market there. So I'm hitting markets that the TikTok audience isn't. So when I go on tour, I can promote through Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. That way, it's not like I'm not missing out on any audiences.
It's interesting you say that, because you have this whole like thing, just like you said, like, you know, oh, Facebook is done, right? And even I'm hearing that about Insta now, like it's you know, and yet when I run ads, I will get at least half of my sales off of Facebook still.
It's right? A very built out platform, and what makes it good about that is everyone's like, fuck Facebook, blah blah blah, but that just means there's less competition. There's less people promoting ads on there. There's less comedians on there versus everybody wants to be cool on TikTok right now. It's a very impacted market, but it's like Facebook, there's like 4 funny people. 3 of them are just my cousins just yelling just wild, reckless stuff. So it's, I just try to do it on everywhere, which kind of was trial and error. You know, I wanted that, but I wasn't sure if it was going to happen because certain shit works on Facebook that doesn't work on TikTok, and certain shit works on Twitter or not.
Sure.
So it's just adapting and seeing, and some ideas land for all of them. Some ideas only hit for certain markets, you know.
Do you have one of those platforms that you start off, like, for example, is it about like, all right, so YouTube is my long form content.
Yeah.
So I start with everything on YouTube and then just take snippets out to the others. Sir. Is that your strategy?
That's exactly it. Yeah. YouTube, I think YouTube is like a library, you know. It's like you go there if you want the full book. And then if you want like little chapters, little pieces, it's kind of like a shotgun effect. It's just dispersed everywhere, all leading back to YouTube being like the full high quality version is here. Because when shit's on other platforms, it gets downgraded like quality wise, and it just gets ripped and all this shit. So it's like that's where you can find the full, beautiful, you know, high quality
the
HD.
way you wanted it to
exactly
be, right?
Yeah. Then however else it gets dispersed is